Hello everyone, we are starting today with our new chapter that is biological classification. Now in this chapter we are going to discuss several kingdoms like kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, some other organisms like viruses, lichens, mycorrhiza. We will discuss all about them. So now we first start with the Aristotle classification. In Aristotle classification, Aristotle is a scientist who was the first to thought that there is a need of classification, there is a need of organization, because if there are number of organisms are increasing day by day, if we cannot classify, it will be difficult for our next generation to study them. So he was the first scientist to make a earlier system of classification, and it is a classification system on the scientific basis. So it is the first scientific basis of classification, and this is performed by Aristotle. Now in this, what he did, he divided living organism into the two groups, that is the plantae and animalia, and later on he divided plantae into the herbs, shrubs and trees. Now as you know that what he did, he divided these plants into herbs, shrubs and trees, that is based on morphology. What? Based on morphology. And he divided animals based on the presence or absence of RBC. Presence or absence of RBC. Now means if RBC is present, means it is a enema. If RBC is absent, it means anemia. And based on this he classification did, but there was no more discoveries based on this. But later on, after Aristotle, two kingdom system of classification came. This two kingdom system of classification system proposed by Linnaeus. What Linnaeus did, he classified all living organisms into the two kingdoms, that is kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. And in these two kingdoms, that is Plantae and Animalia, he taken certain characteristics into consideration. What he did, he taken some of the characters like cell wall, locomotion, mode of nutrition, response to stimuli and contractile system. Now in this what he did, he showed that cell wall is present in case of plantae but it is absent in case of animalia, whereas locomotion is absent in case of plantae but it is present in case of the animalia. Mode of nutrition, in this there was no autotropism heterotropism like terms, so they do not eat like this they have said, and animalia are the organisms which eat. Later on, the response to the external stimuli was observed, which was absent in case of plantae, but it was present in case of animalia. Contractile system, the presence of contractile system help in the osmoregulation. Except diatoms, chlamydomonas and euglenoids, it was found absent in case of plant and it was found present in case of animals. So this was the criteria. So usually you will find some of the questions like this, that which of the following are the criteria. So cell wall, locomotion, mode of nutrition, response to external stimuli and contractile system. These are the criteria. But out of these, we remember cell wall is the main criteria of classification. It is one of the important questions which they usually ask. Now later on this classification was happened, but there was certain drawbacks, and they enlisted these drawbacks, and due to the drawbacks of this two kingdom classification system, several classification systems arise after that. So what are these drawbacks? This drawback that they do not distinguish eukaryote and prokaryote. They have not placed prokaryote and eukaryote in a different group. Why? Because if we talk about the kingdom plantae constructed by the Linnaeus, in plantae they have placed bacteria, algae, fungi, bryophyte, pteridophyte, all they have placed in this. Okay. And in animalia what they have placed? They have placed vertebrate, invertebrate and protozoans. So here there is no eukaryote prokaryote distribution, no unicellular and multicellular organism distribution, no photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organism distribution. So these are the drawbacks. So there is a need of several classification. So later on, after two kingdom classification, 3 and 4 kingdom classification also arise. 3 kingdom given by Haeckel and 4 kingdom given by Copland, but they are not asked according to the need. So we are not discussing that, but we are moving to the 5 kingdom classification system, which is more important. 5 kingdom classification system is the system which was proposed by R.H. Whittaker. And R.H. Whittaker was the one of the important scientists who did this in 1969. In 1969, when they have derived this classification system, the main criteria they have used that are cell structure, thallus organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship. But out of this five bases of classification, mode of nutrition is the main basis of classification. In this, they divided living organism into the five kingdoms that are kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. So this five kingdom arose in five kingdom classification system. Now, these are the characteristics which was described by Linnaeus in a five kingdom classification. Now, what characters they have taken? They have taken first cell type. In cell type, they have shown that there are five kingdoms, in which Monera is a prokaryotic kingdom and other are eukaryotic kingdom, as you can see here. Okay. Now, later on, he has shown that cell wall. Now, cell wall is non-cellular or made up of polysaccharide and amino acid in case of monerans, but it is in present in Protista, it is present in some of them. In fungi, it is present without cellulose. You know that in fungus there is a chitinous cell wall. In Plantae, cell wall is also present, that is cellulosic, but in Animalia there was absent. Later on, he observed a nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane was absent in case of Monera. As you know that Monera are the prokaryotes and prokaryote lack a nuclear envelope. But eukaryotes all have, so it is present in other kingdom like Protista, fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Now, later on he observed a body organization. Body organization was cellular because unicellular, more prokaryotes are unicellular mainly. Protistans are also unicellular eukaryotes, so they are also cellular. Now later on they have observed some of the multicellular and loose tissue organization in case of fungus, because in fungus you have studied that there is a thallus organization. In tissue organization and organ system organization found on Plantae, and in Animalia he observed a tissue, organ and organ system classification. Later on he observed about mode of nutrition. In mode of nutrition he observed that there is a autotropic mode of nutrition. In this chemosynthetic and photosynthetic both are there. Heterotropic is also there. Now, important is a nutrition of this protistans. In this you should understand that protistans are autotropic. Yes, they carry out a photosynthetic nutrition, but we remember in photosynthetic nutrition, in autotropic nutrition, they do not perform a chemosynthetic mechanism. We remember this is the one of the important question, that protistans do not carry out chemosynthesis. Okay, they also have some of the heterotropic nutritions. Now after that, heterotropism, in fungi they have showed some of the saprophytic and parasitic characteristic. In Plantae they have shown autotropic characteristic, and in Animalia they have shown a heterotropic characteristic. So these are some of the characteristic guideline. We will study this kingdom in detail, then you will get all the detail in complete manner. Now, after five kingdom, they observed that they grouped some of the unicellular organism and multicellular ones together, like Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra were placed under the algae. Another observation what he did, that in kingdom Protista they brought together Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, which are the algae placed in plant and both having a cell wall, with Paramecium and amoeba. So be remember were placed in earlier animal kingdom. So they all kept in Protista. Means you should remember that according to the R.H. Whitaker, that Chlorella and Chlamydomonas are placed in kingdom Protista, not kingdom Plantae. Later on, sixth kingdom classification was derived. Sixth kingdom classification system was given by Carl Woese. What Carl Woese did? He did a separated Archaebacteria from the Eubacteria, and sixth kingdom was introduced. Now in this sixth kingdom, there was a sixth kingdom like Archaebacteria, okay, then Eubacteria, then Protista, then fungi, okay, then Plantae, and then Animalia. This type sixth kingdom was established. Now the basis of classification for this was that absence of peptidoglycan in the cell wall of Archaebacteria. We remember that peptidoglycan is a group of amino acid and sugar, and this group of amino acid and sugar is, that is peptidoglycan, is absent in Archaebacteria but present in Eubacteria. And another thing, that in cell membrane of Archaebacteria, there is a branched chain lipids. There is a branched chain lipids, and they have a monolayer instead of phospholipid bilayer. Now, what these branched chain lipids do? These branched chain lipids decreases the membrane fluidity, and when in Archaebacteria the membrane fluidity get decreased, this helps them to survive in the unfavorable condition. So, dear students, please remember that Archaebacteria survive in unfavorable condition due to the cell wall and cell membrane characteristic. But in option, when you get cell wall, cell membrane, and both, then both option you will tick. But if both option is not done, then you will tick a cell wall. That is the one of the important thing. Next, after that, three domain classification was derived. In three domain classification system, it was proposed by Carl Woese, and in Carl Woese they have given a three domain like bacteria, archaea, and eukarya, and this is based on the 16S rRNA gene sequence. We remember 16S rRNA gene sequence, not of a ribosomal RNA sequence. It is of a gene sequence, means we are talking about the DNA sequence, nucleotide sequence of 16S rRNA. Okay, so here archaea, which include Archaebacteria, bacteria which include bacteria and cyanobacteria, and eukarya which include all the other kingdoms. So dear students, I hope you have understood from that Aristotle to the Linnaeus, then to the